policy is an official statement of principles and rules that guide how an organization operates in a particular area. In essence, a policy is the rule book that helps an organization run fairly, consistently, and professionally, and it's essential for building trust and ensuring quality. Next, we will be reviewing a sample employment policy to illustrate how learning institutions can define fair, consistent, and transparent practices for hiring, managing, and supporting staff. Please remember, the purpose is to explore structure, tone, and key elements, not to prescribe a final version. Why do we need policies? Well, first, for clarity and consistency, policies ensure that expectations are clear, reducing confusion and ambiguity. By documenting rules and responsibilities, a policy provides a reference point for evaluating conduct and performance. Policies help prevent bias by ensuring that similar situations are handled consistently. In areas like employment or quality assurance, policies protect both the institution and individuals by showing that rules are formally established and applied consistently. Having formal policies signals maturity and reliability as an organization, which is especially important for external recognition. A good policy reinforces the organization's purpose and values, ensuring that day-to-day actions reflect the broader mission. This is an example of a foundational employment policy for a small institute or corporate training company, using our fictional organization, Brightbridge Institute. It covers some of the essential elements: appointment model, recruitment, professional expectations, and termination. The appointment type defines the type of engagement, setting the tone for expectations and scope of commitment. In the case of Brightbridge, it is a collaboration model, not full-time employment. The recruitment section outlines how talent is identified, approached, and selected. It communicates standards. These could be academic credentials or industry experience. For small institutes, this also signals transparency and fair practice. When it comes to professional expectations, it captures what the institution expects in day-to-day engagement. For example, preparedness, punctuality, high-quality delivery, and professionalism in interactions. This ensures collaborators understand what good performance looks like in your environment. All collaborators for Brightbridge Institute are expected to uphold the Brightbridge values of integrity, respect, and accountability by preparing and delivering high-quality course content in a timely manner, by engaging learners with inclusive, innovative approaches, by respecting confidentiality, intellectual property, and professional boundaries, and by maintaining professionalism in all communications, whether in person or online. These different segments do not constitute an exhaustive list. In fact, we will address some additional elements you may want to include. When it comes to termination and renewal, this section clarifies conditions under which contracts are renewed or ended. It also protects the institute legally by establishing due process. Contract renewal is based on adherence to Brightbridge's standards, learner feedback, and program needs. Immediate termination may occur in cases of misconduct, harassment, misrepresentation of qualifications, or actions that damage the institute's reputation. The approved on or effective date ensures the policy is formally enforceable, provides version control, and acts as a legal safeguard in disputes or compliance checks. For a small training company, approval typically comes from the founder or CEO or from a board or advisory body if one exists. In larger organizations, it may fall under HR leadership, but in smaller institutes, responsibility usually rests with senior leadership. As mentioned, while this is a good start, there are some possible additional sections to consider, such as onboarding and orientation. It briefly describes what resources or orientation collaborators receive before teaching. For example, training on policies, access to an LMS or a learning management system, teaching guides, etc. Performance review and feedback states how teaching effectiveness will be evaluated, such as through student evaluations, peer review, administrative feedback, and how the results will be used for support, renewal, or non-renewal decisions. Professional development even if optional, outline the opportunities or expectations for collaborators to update their skills. For example, training workshops, access to teaching resources, and the like. If applicable, compensation and benefits, a short section clarifying how payment works. Is it per course, per session, per hour? Timelines for invoicing, and whether any benefits apply. Conflict of interest. Explicitly state expectations for collaborators to avoid conflicts. For example, promoting their own services to students or using student data externally. Policy review and updates. This could mean a simple clause noting that BrightBridge reserves the right to review and update policies, with collaborators being notified of changes. An employment policy also functions as a bridge between law and leadership. While laws provide the minimum obligations, the policy shows how the institution goes beyond compliance to uphold integrity and professionalism. It also signals to external stakeholders, including accreditors, that the organization is mature, credible, and sustainable. We hope this serves as a useful starting point in helping you think about what a formal employment policy should look like, why it matters, and how it can be tailored to your institution's needs.